The rain had started just as their car crossed the state border. The windshield wipers swished rhythmically while silence sat thick between them. Jennifer Carter tapped her fingers on the steering wheel, trying to distract herself from the awkwardness that had grown over the past few hours. Seated next to her, 19-year-old Luke shifted uncomfortably, occasionally glancing out at the gray clouds gathering above the highway. They were on their way to attend Jennifer's cousin's wedding in Charleston. Her husband, Martin, Luke's father, had a last-minute business emergency and couldn't make it. Since the hotel reservation was already confirmed, and the family expected them, Jennifer had asked Luke to accompany her instead. Jennifer wasn't Luke's biological mother. She'd married Martin 6 years ago when Luke was 13. At first, their relationship had been polite and distant. Jennifer didn't try to replace Luke's mom, who had passed away, and Luke never gave her a reason to feel unwelcome. Over time, their interactions became more casual and comfortable. But there was always a polite line neither of them crossed. Until that weekend. The hotel in Charleston was more charming than she had expected. A quaint, colonial-style building with ivy creeping along the brick walls and white shutters on the windows. Jennifer stepped into the lobby with Luke behind her, their bags in tow. The front desk receptionist welcomed them warmly. "I'm sorry," she said after checking the system. "Due to a system glitch, your rooms were double-booked. We have only one suite left tonight. It has a king-size bed and a pull-out couch." Jennifer hesitated. She glanced at Luke, who shrugged. "I can take the couch," he offered. "It's just one night," she replied, unsure why her voice caught slightly in her throat. The room was spacious and elegant, with French windows overlooking the courtyard. A tray of strawberries and a bottle of sparkling water sat on the coffee table. Luke plopped down on the couch and tested it. Not bad. Could have been worse. Jennifer smiled and pulled off her heels, sighing in relief. She was still striking at 42, with shoulder-length blonde hair, sea-green eyes, and a slender figure that turned heads even in a crowd. She didn't flaunt her looks but wasn't oblivious to the attention she got. They changed and left for the wedding dinner, where they mingled with family and laughed over toasts. Jennifer noticed how Luke had matured. He was no longer the lanky teen who used to avoid eye contact. He was taller now, his features sharp, his smile confident. He carried himself like a man, and it unsettled her in ways she couldn't define. That night, back at the hotel, the tension returned. Luke stood at the minibar, pouring himself a glass of water. Jennifer sat on the edge of the bed, brushing her hair out. "Can I ask you something?" he said. "Of course." "Why did you marry my dad?" The question was sudden but not offensive. Jennifer paused, then smiled. "He made me feel seen. After my divorce, I felt invisible. Your dad noticed me when no one else did." Luke nodded slowly. "But are you happy?" She looked down at her hands. "It's complicated." Luke walked over and sat on the pull-out couch. "You don't have to answer if you don't want to." "It's okay," she said. "I guess happiness changes with time. What used to be enough sometimes stops being enough." The rain outside tapped gently on the window. A flash of lightning lit up the room briefly, followed by soft thunder. Jennifer stood to close the curtains, and for a moment, their eyes met. Something unspoken passed between them. She turned away quickly, her heart racing. "I think I'll shower and turn in," she said, trying to reset the energy. "Good idea. I'll do the same after you." In the bathroom, she stared at her reflection longer than usual. Her cheeks were flushed. She wasn't sure why she was nervous. She wrapped herself in the white robe provided by the hotel and stepped out, surprised to find Luke already shirtless and lying on the couch with his eyes closed. "You didn't wait for the bathroom," she said softly. He opened one eye. "Didn't think you'd be long." "I'm not tired anyway. Just thinking." "About what?" He hesitated. "You. And how you've always kept your distance. I used to think you didn't like me." Her breath caught in her throat. "That's not true." "I know that now. But back then, I wanted you to notice me. I wanted you to see I was trying." Jennifer crossed her arms over her chest. "I did notice. I just didn't want to make things more complicated for you. Or for me." Luke sat up slowly. The blanket slipped off his lap. "What if things already are complicated?" "Luke," she began, her voice gentle but trembling. I'm not a kid anymore, Jen. No, you're not, she admitted. A long silence stretched between them. The storm outside grew heavier. You should get some rest, she said eventually, turning back toward the bed. But she couldn't sleep. Her heart pounded. Every sound from the couch made her nerves flutter. She heard him get up and walk softly to the window. I can't stop thinking, he said. About what? About how you're the only person I've ever really wanted to talk to. About everything. Jennifer sat up slightly. You can always talk to me. I hope you know that. Luke turned around slowly, walking toward the bed. Then let me ask you one more thing. Why do I feel like there's something we're both avoiding? Jennifer's breath hitched. Because maybe there is. And maybe we both know it wouldn't be right. But what if feelings don't follow rules, he said. What if we both feel something we're too scared to admit? Jennifer stood, her robe slightly loosened. You should go back to the couch, Luke. I will, he said softly. But don't tell me you don't feel it too. She started, but her voice broke. He took a step closer. I'm not trying to make things harder. I just want honesty. Jennifer's eyes welled with tears. You think I haven't felt alone in that house? That I haven't wondered what it would feel like to be really seen again? They stood inches apart now. But this can't happen, she whispered. I know, he replied. I just needed you to hear that someone still sees you. Jennifer nodded, biting her lip to stop the tears. She leaned forward and hugged him tightly. It wasn't romantic. It was something else, raw, human, comforting. I don't know what's happening to us, she said. Maybe nothing will happen, he replied. Maybe just this moment. They stayed like that for a while. Eventually, Luke pulled away and returned to the couch. The next morning, the storm had passed. At breakfast, they barely spoke, both processing what had shifted. When they returned home, everything was the same, on the surface. But underneath, a line had been crossed. They never spoke of that night again. But both knew, what happened in that hotel room changed everything between them.